Hey Steemit, hope you guys are having a great day. Again, if we haven't met, my name is Jen, hanging out in the pool with Brian.
At Brian Phobos, guys, if you don't know.
Yeah, learning all things, how this Steemit thing works, shall we say?
Yeah, how deep does the rabbit hole go? If you guys are just getting involved, you know what I mean. It's like a black hole, so we're going to be going over more of that later. Today on this pool meeting, we want to talk about fitness and just kind of some of the major fitness hurdles, mental and physical, that people run into over time. And so, I mean, what's been your experience?
Yeah, well, so I guess if you guys don't know, I've been a personal trainer for a little bit over 5 years now. And I've worked with everyone from college students, actually younger than that, high school athletes, up to older individuals. And I honestly think for everyone, the biggest hurdle, it's so cliche that I wish I had something better to say, is getting started. Like taking that step to make it a habit. Even for me, as life has changed and now I live more on the road and kind of by the seat of my pants. And it's hard to not work out every day from 12 to 2, which is my lunch break, and the gym's right there, and having to kind of get back into things has been a challenge.
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, I feel personally, it's hard for me to work out for aesthetic reasons. For me to work out for like athletic reasons or athletic goals, that's actually way easier for me because I'm able to daydream about, performing well athletically. So it's always been a hard thing for me to just like work out just kind of for looks or to lose weight or that kind
Just
of thing.
because you're supposed to.
Yeah, I don't like. I think it's a really weird thing. I know this sounds like really weird because I go to the gym all the time and I work out all the time. I think it's like a really weird thing for people that our society is so quote unquote advanced that we actually go to like a gym and put in like physical labor as like a recreational thing or like just to aesthetically look good. It's a really weird thing, and I know that sounds like really weird because I lift a lot. But I don't know, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's a lot of what I do, both for myself and with my clients, is making fitness fun. I feel like I'm speaking cliches now, all of a sudden. But it's like, you should play. I personally hate standing in an air-conditioned gym. I'm stuck inside. I'm staring at myself in a mirror. I mean, I do it. But watching myself lift, moving in one plane, woohoo, I did buys and tries.
I hate cardio, like on a treadmill or something.
Yeah, that's even worse.
I mean, I'd rather play baseball or basketball or, do something. I mean, baseball's not really, I mean, it is cardio some, but basketball, like at the gym, is more.
That's what I tell my clients, too. I train a lot of people outside in the park, and instead of, all right, go run for 30 minutes, doing 45-second sprint intervals, go.
Yeah.
It's, all right, you're going to run to that tree, then you're going to do 5 pull-ups on the monkey bars, then you're going to run around the jungle gym, and kind of make it more just fun, and the way that bodies are made to move. So many of our fitness trends come from the bodybuilding world, which, that's your goal, that's great. But most people don't need to sit down, not burn any calories to isolate the hypertrophy of their biceps.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Well, and I can go on really big rants about bodybuilding, and I'll spare you guys on that one. But it is, I mean, even I think for people in the fitness world, we almost like our judgment can be clouded by people who are actually on performance enhancing drugs and these kind of things, and almost like somehow it creeps into even our heads that somehow we need to look towards going towards that. Or like chicks that are in Maximum magazine or something, and stuff's been photoshopped, they've been airbrushed with like, basically it's like a paint gun.
Yep.
But it blows makeup and stuff. So any
Spray
kind of
tans down the tan line,
yeah,
down the muscle lines. I've done it.
everything like contour shading on makeup and stuff. You see Kim Kardashian and everything. They, it's like they're shadowing with makeup and everything. And so this stuff becomes like so unrealistic. But yeah, I think it even clouds our judgment sometimes because we see a picture of ourselves and it's almost like not good enough or something. I don't know. It's weird.
It is, and coming from someone that has done fitness shoots with all the spray tan contouring and whatnot, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, I look good. And then the next day I look in the mirror and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go run for a couple hours and then, whoo, I gotta work on it. But I don't. Like, I'm pretty healthy where I need to be for right now. And then you kind of lose sight of, so maybe I'm not as lean as I want to be. I can still climb what I want to climb.
Yeah.
I can still run where I want to run. And so...
Well, and a lot of the leanness is like dehydration. You know, when you see a lot of this stuff, and I just want to tell you guys, a lot of times when you see these people are there, you know, in fitness modeling or, you know, bodybuilding, you see like crazy striations and stuff through the muscles. It's actually dehydration and carb depletion, and if they get out there and actually try to play a sport, they'll rip their hamstring. I mean, you're cramping up so much. You can't maintain that level of leanness or rippedness on a daily basis for any length of time.
And nobody does.
Yeah,
too.
Nobody does. Yeah.
Just
Even the people in that world. And again, I don't want to get into a big, you know, debate versus natural versus like steroid or performance enhancing thing, but it's a very big topic for me, and I actually get extremely I get pissed off because on YouTube there's a lot of these fitness people who are in the bodybuilding world who they act like they're motivational or inspirational, and to me it's not inspirational. Someone who's like gonna die when they're 43 years old of a heart attack because they've been using steroids. It's not athletic. It's just not functional to me. That's just my opinion, guys. So whatever.
Well,
I'm not gonna rant.
Something too that you brought up though, I love that functional fitness, even though it's such a buzzword, is kind of the new trend. And looking at, all right, does it really matter that I can stand here and curl what I can curl, or does it matter that I can have all my grocery bags on one arm, open my front door, and then not fall over from that weight because my dogs are running out? It's kind of more that kind of strong is the strong that matters for most of us, and kind of training to that as opposed to training just to train or training just to lean out and have that competition pop.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the looks and stuff, for me, that's all secondary. That's when I'm training, for the most part, like if I'm training for a sport. Like I'm training to do things, to jump high, you know, to run fast, to just put a lot of power into like, you know, a baseball or, you know, for track and field related stuff. So any kind of like, the aesthetics are sort of secondary to me. And don't get me wrong, like when I'm like working out really hard and I'm seeing the results aesthetically, like it is pleasing. It's just like, yeah, you know, like wow, I'm looking like I'm a beast, you know. It's I don't know. So the aesthetics are secondary though for me personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I care with my clients too more about what you can do. Like you're training to jump. How high can you jump? Look how much higher that is. Who cares that you weigh more now than you did because you put on muscle? That's my rant. Everyone's like, oh, I want to look like you. You weigh 100 pounds. No, I don't. And I'm very proud of how much muscle I have in my body. And so, but it's just like that mindset of weight matters and those numbers matter when really it's what can you do with it that at the end of the day should matter.
Oh, and I've definitely personally seen that where some of these guys who are kind of in the bodybuilding world and they're into these very, very slow movements, working slow twitch muscles and that kind of stuff. I mean, they would break their back if they try to power clean when I can clean. It's just a different world. I don't know. So, I don't know. I mean, where do you think fitness is going? I mean,
I think definitely back towards that kind of functional, enjoy it, move through multiple planes in multiple directions kind of thing, as opposed to everyone needs to be lifting like a bodybuilder, because we don't. And So I think a lot of just kind of the core focused movements, a little bit more of that super dynamic lifting, I think is coming back, which I know for a lot of people is intimidating. And it can be. If you've never power cleaned, someone trying to explain it kind of feel like you're like, my elbows go where and I do what, and then you can get hurt if you're not doing it correctly, and then it gets scary.
Yeah.
So I think that's going back to like what we started talking about. One of the big barriers is things like that are intimidating.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find someone that knows what they're doing to teach you.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely, I mean, you know, for cleans, there's so many things that can go wrong. I mean, you can hit your shin's bleeding. It just hurts your wrist to catch it like that. It's almost like your wrists have to be like strong enough and be ready to do that. It is a very weird thing. It hurts your back. It is a very dynamic movement, and it's literally a sport in itself. Just that.
Yeah. Some people only compete in cleaning.
Yeah, for Olympic lifts and stuff like that. I mean, they've got clean and jerk, and they've got snatch.
Yep.
I mean, that's the two movements they do. Now they do other movements to prepare for that. They do front squats so that they can catch weight that low, those kind of things. But their core focus is just two lifts, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then if that's what you're training for, though, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
If you like to rock climb, go join an indoor rock climbing gym. Call it your workout. It is.
Yeah.
Done. If you want to go play Pokemon Go and walk around the park catching that, do it. You're moving. I am not a typical trainer that I say go. Like, as long as you're moving, do it.
Do you
Enjoy
feel
it.
like someone like in the rock climbing world can get this sort of like stereotypical like American fitness, like the thing you're going to see in a magazine? Can somebody in the rock climbing world get to that, or do you feel like they have to supplement that with like gym type workout?
I think you have to train very specifically, if that makes sense. So you can keep it rock climbing focused, but you're gonna have to push at some point, or you're gonna lose all of your front muscles essentially. You're going to have to.
That makes sense. Like your pec would not really.
Yeah, your shoulders get really tight and not open at all because your back is so overdeveloped. But you can't, like, your core is working, your legs are working, your arms are working.
Yeah.
As long as you kind of supplement and then do days that are, I'm going to climb really easy, but a lot of it and fast cardio. There it is. Or I'm going to really work the strength side of it, these specific moves or fingerboards or campusing, kind of whatever that takes. So
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be if you're talking like for females, like that ideal, I don't really have muscle definition, I'm just long skin that doesn't move. I don't really know. Another one of my rants.
We don't want to rant on you guys because we will.
We should have picked a different topic. But, this meeting could get really long, really fast.
Yeah.
But I think you can absolutely have a well-rounded fitness program and be healthy and strong.
Cool. Yeah, I think for people just starting out though, and maybe you're a teenager, or maybe you were never involved in athletics as a youth or whatever it may be. It is hard personally. I mean, Jen, you're saying like going to the gym's it's not hard for you. There are times like in my life where if I feel like I'm not training for a sport, it just seems like mundane, and it's actually like I can actually like have a hard time going to the gym. And when I found out about Steemit, that's pretty much what happened. I was like freaking hunched over my computer like for 2 weeks, like ugh.
But that's when there's so many other ways to move. Like, find a YouTube video, find a Pinterest workout. At least do. Maybe I can still do push-ups. How many can I do? All right, at least I did something.
Yeah.
Today, and that's baby steps, right? If
For
you never
sure.
work out,
For sure.
add in 15 jumping jacks before your shower.
I think one of the biggest problems is just kind of an office environment of people sitting in a cubicle. That's actually very detrimental. It's like your hip flexors are getting tight, like sitting down like that all the time. You're not moving. You're just. I'm even seeing some of these desks that are treadmill, like very slow moving treadmill desks. Have you seen those? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I feel after working in a desk like that all day, but it is kind of an interesting concept. And I think that would be better than people sitting. Now, I do feel like let's say if I work out real hard, I do need to lay down, like, literally for like 30 minutes or an hour. And like, if I'm going to do 2 days, let's say when I'm training real hard, I have to like lay down. Like, I feel like my body needs to just like, no muscle usage almost. I don't know if that makes sense or that seems weird. Like midday, let's say if I was going to work out in the morning and then work out at night, I have to lay down.
I feel like that's probably a fueling issue.
Maybe.
Yeah. Could be. Depends on, what you're doing, what you're eating.
Yeah.
But I like to stand up when I work. I also, even doing these videos, you can probably tell I don't do still very well. So
I'm moving around so much. I'm like,
I stand up at I have like a bar table,
Yeah.
like a bar height table. And of course for me that's like chest height. So I just stand and do that, and then I end up like tripping over a kettlebell that's in the middle of my room. So I'll do some kettlebells, and then I go back to work.
So you have ADD basically.
Somewhat. I just multitask a lot. That's what I tell myself. Multitasking.
I mean, what would you say to someone who's, and I know you were saying just get started and stuff like that, but what do you think that the best way if someone's like really locked down in a cubicle, like coding all day, like what do you think some of the best ways that they could like step into it that doesn't seem so intimidating to start to get more fit, more active?
I think you kind of have two directions you can go. One direction that makes fitness really accessible is group fitness. And I know you think, at least I used to until I was really in it, you think about kind of middle-aged women doing their little dance fitness or Jane Fonda workouts, but it can be so much more than that. CrossFit is technically like group fitness class. And so if you're there with people, those relationships kind of like, okay, you can do it. I watch, like, okay, I got this. I can try. And someone's telling you what to do, so you don't have to think. You're just there. And I think on the other side, if you're not comfortable working out in a group setting, the kind of easy way is to start with the basics.